man, you got a new costume. Me's alike. Thanks, man. Yeah, I did. Is it you, baby? No. Oh no, not again. I'm just f***ing with him.
Arg.
No, so why? You suck.
Hello YouTube, Ultramaximus back with another toy review. Today we're taking a look at another Marvel Legends figure, and it's from the Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure wave, and it's the Edge of the Spider-Verse Ben Reilly figure, or, well, the Spider-Carnage figure. And I got this for the Spider-Carnage. I am a sucker for a good symbiote action figure, and I had to pick this guy up. If you don't know what this is, Ben Reilly, this is the retool of his costume, which I like. It's a pretty decent Spider-Man costume, and at one point in the comics, the Carnage symbiote gets attached to him, and he becomes the Spider-Carnage, or Carnage Spider, or whatever it was called, and it was a pretty cool looking figure, and Hasbro was kind enough to give us the parts to actually build it in this figure, so definitely very cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Alright, so here we got the Ben Reilly figure in box. It is, of course, the new wave of boxes, same actual box, but with different print and everything. We get the new Marvel Legends up here that just says Legends Series, and then it says Spider-Man, Edge of the Spider-Verse. There we have the Ben Reilly figure. We get the arms for Absorbing Man. We get 2, 4, 6 additional hands for this figure, which is really, really cool. 2 of them are, of course, for Carnage. We get a Carnage head in there. Top of the box just has a little Spider-Man logo there. Side of the package has Spider-Gwen. She is the running change. And then we get Ben Reilly over here on this side, which is looking really, really cool. Nothing down there. Back of the package, we get a write-up up here of the 2. Get this really cool looking artwork in the glowing red. That looks really nice. All the other figures in the wave. So just kind of a close-up. If you want to pause and read that bio, you're more than welcome to. And then here's the artwork, which looks super sick. Definitely dig that. Here are the other figures in the wave. I'm not too big into the Absorbing Man figure, so he doesn't impress me all that much. I've already done the Jack-o'-lantern figure, which is very cool. I may get Morbius. Really, the only other figure in this wave that has any coolness to me is the Venom figure, and I've yet to see that guy. I don't know if I'll pick the others up or not to build the Absorbing Man, but I definitely want to get a Venom, and I'm probably going to get a Morbius. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get Ben out of box and see what we think. Alright, so here we have Ben Reilly out of the package, and I really like this figure. Even though it's pretty much a repaint of the pizza-eating Spidey, we get so much accessories going on, and there's a slight remold difference in the forearms. We get the little web slingers down at his wrists. But other than that, I mean, it's really just a repaint. In fact, I think it's the exact same head sculpt, but that's okay because this is a great Spider-Man figure, so I'm very happy for the reuse of this mold, and I'm hoping they use this mold to give us a Black Symbiote Spider-Man reissue figure at some point. That would be awesome! Now, because he is part of a Build-A-Figure wave, he does come with the arms for the Absorbing Man. So this is the right arm, which is not absorbing anything, and I mean, it's just a flesh-colored arm, which yeah, is what it is. And then over here we have his arm that's soaking up metal, which that looks cool as hell. I really do like it. They did a nice paint job, even in the elbow joint there. Very, very cool. Very impressive. The more I see parts like this for Absorbing Man, I think the more that I really wouldn't mind building this figure. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll pick the other figures up. And just like the pizza-eating Spider-Man, this thing has a ton of different hands. He's got a pair of ass-grabbing or boob-grabbing hands. Love the paint apps on there. I like how the 2 middle fingers are blue. Then we get the spider-webbed up fingers. I think that is very cool. Definitely digging that. He also comes with a couple flipping hands, which is neat. Get in there. Again, the paint apps are just super sick. I am digging that. And then he also has a set of closed fisted hands. Very, very cool. So he can punch somebody in the face. Oh yeah, definitely cool. Am digging all those different hand sets. And then of course, the reason that I got this was for the Spider-Carnage stuff. So while Ben Reilly is a cool figure, the cooler bit is the story arc when the Carnage symbiote gets onto him, and it creates the Carnage Spider, or Spider-Carnage. And here's the hands. This, I mean, oh, so sick. Why they didn't give us the wolf hands for Cap, I don't know. I mean, they did with Spider-Carnage, so that's very cool that they did that. The other hands kind of closed. Very, very wicked. Definitely digging that. And then the head sculpt. Oh, yeah. Look at this sickness. I mean, so well painted. Very, very cool. I am definitely digging that and cannot wait to take a look at that in action figure posing. But overall, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cool figure. I am definitely digging it. Again, even though it's mainly a repaint, again, that's fine. It's a great figure. So taking a closer look at the figure, again, it's the same head sculpt, but the paint apps are way different. They did a good job with the spider logo, I think. Very, very clean. The webbing on Ben's head here is a little thicker than what got on the Pizza Spidey. The red's a bit glossier, and the blue way deeper than the blue that we get on the Pizza Spidey. Again, even the back of the figure was very, very well painted. I think they did a very, very good job with it, and you know, I appreciate such a really good and, well, pretty cheap reuse of a very good mold. So here we have the midsection of the body. Again, the forearms are different because we got the web slingers there, which is very, very cool. Definitely digging that repaint of the hands. All the same hands we got with Pizza Spidey, and that dark blue looks really, really sick. And yeah, I mean, just all around a great figure. Taking a look at the legs of the figure, this is actually kind of interesting. It's a little different. I like how it's the webbing kind of goes halfway on the outside of the boot, all the way up to the knee like it did in the comic, and then we get the dark blue on the inside. I like this Spider-Man costume. I thought it was pretty good as a variant costume for Spider-Man. You know, being Ben Reilly, he, you know, wanted to mix it up a little bit, and definitely one of the better suits out there for the Ben Reilly clone Spider-Man. For comparison, here we have Ben Reilly with the Pizza Spidey and the Carnage figure, and definitely very, very cool. Now, looking at them, yeah, the head sculpts are pretty much exactly the same. The paint on this one's a little thicker than this one, though. The paint apps and the webbing, and this is a little bit glossier than this figure as far as the paint goes. And, of course, the entire paint deco is way different than Pizza Spidey. And, of course, Ben Reilly being the clone, you know, he should be exactly the same, which is very cool. Looking at the Carnage figure, it looks like that the head sculpt is exactly the same that we got with Carnage, and the hands are actually the same that we get with this Carnage. They're just painted differently, but I mean, that's okay. It works. Now, as far as articulation goes, it's exactly the same as the Pizza Spidey. Head moves up and down quite a bit. It's on the ball joint. He's got an ab crunch, so he can look that far down. He can look that far up. The nice thing is it's painted very well all the way up in there so that you can see the spider. Same joints, double jointed elbows, twists, hinges on the wrist. He's got a little twist there. Legs go up that far, don't go back very far. He's got a twist on the upper thigh, double jointed knee, and then his foot has the ankle rocker pivot and joints to move around. So again, if you've got the Spider-Man, Pizza Spider-Man, it is exactly the same. There is one particular comparison I really want to make, and that's, well, Ben Reilly to Ben Reilly, and wow, this is really cool. So we got the Scarlet Spider and the Edge of the Spider-Verse Spider-Man, and very cool to see them side by side, I gotta say. I still think that the original Scarlet Spider costume is my favorite Ben Reilly costume. This one here is a very, very close second. And they garnish the exterior web slingers that Ben used a lot that Peter never really did, and I like that. Initially, I thought that the forearms were just the same ones that they used there, but they're actually different. If you look at them, they're molded differently. This one has little grooves inside the web slingers there, where this one just have the grooves painted on there. This one's kind of a flat gray where that's silver painted. And to be honest, I'm not sure why they didn't just use this and actually remolded the part. It would have been a lot cheaper for Hasbro just to reuse this and paint it gray. I don't know. Kind of interesting, but definitely cool to see the differences. And here we have the Spider-Carnage. Oh, this is why I got this figure. This is so awesome. I'm a huge fan of the symbiote characters, so I definitely had to get this. Again, it's just another reuse of parts that we had. We just got to repaint, which is fine. I'm perfectly happy with that, so good job to Hasbro for doing that. Definitely very cool seeing that figure come out, and this is going to look really neat up on the shelf. And just to show this figure off with the original Carnage Marvel Legends figure, let me back the camera up a little here so we can get a better shot with the tendrils. Oh, so sick to see these two together. Again, same hands, same head, different paint. So this is kind of an amalgam of the Pizza Spidey and the Carnage figure. But again, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. Looks cool, looks comic accurate, and these are going to look sick next to each other for sure. And taking a closer look at the Spider-Carnage again. Oh, I love this head sculpt. It's so cool, so nice. Just a repaint again of that Carnage head. You can really see it when you look down at the eyes when you get up close to it. But, I mean, it works. And, you know, I think it goes really, really well with this figure. And, you know, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's really fun. It's one of my favorite symbiotes out there, you know, Venom being the best, of course, and then there's so many different ones nowadays, but yeah, definitely very, very cool, and very excited that Hasbro threw this in for us. And to take a closer look at the hands for Spider-Carnage here, again, they're just repaints, but they did it well, like the little knifey fingers coming out of the blue gloves. It's all red painted. Very, very cool. You know, reminds me a lot of the comic books. And again, it's a very smart and fun reuse of original molds. So is the Edge of the Spider-Verse Ben Reilly or Spider-Carnage a figure that you want in your Marvel Legends collection? Yes, absolutely yes. One of the best figures, if not the best figure out of this wave, I think. It's up there with a tie with Venom for me. I may like Venom a little bit better than I do this guy, but this is definitely one that you gotta pick up. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you're gonna love it. If you like Ben Reilly, you're gonna like this figure. If you like the symbiotes, you're gonna like this figure. You're gonna need it to complete your symbiote collection. Now, one of the things I did kind of notice after looking at this guy and Carnage side by side, he's got more of the white eyes, and Carnage is more of the pearlish eyes, which again works for me. You know, that's fine. And I think that's the way it was in the comics, but definitely very cool. I think Hasbro did a very good job at reusing parts to save money, but also create an awesome figure from the comics. You know, it's just a reuse of some molds and some repaint. I'm not sure why they didn't just reuse the Scarlet Spider gauntlets, but is what it is. So there he is, the Ben Reilly / Spider-Carnage from Marvel Legends.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, and as always, look for more videos in the future.